Hello and welcome to Talking About episode 7. My name is Tori, and well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for all the support, for the likes, the shares, the reposts, and pretty much everything. And yeah, I also do want to say a big thank you to everybody. First, for the last episode, I got a couple of calls, a couple of texts as well, and then there was, I'm pretty sure, a couple other people in the crew got other calls and messages as well. And they were like, "Oh, what happened? You were not on the last episode and everything." Well, it was nothing serious. Something good actually happened. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it has to go hold. But the show had to go on. So yeah, the somebody else took charge, and well, she did a pretty good job. And well, I'm happy to be back. That is the main thing. Now I've got a guest with me in studio. Wait, I've introduced myself. Yeah, I've done that. So I've got a guest in the studio, and she's a friend of mine. Yeah, and her name is Cathy. She's a student as well. So how you doing today? Why you don't think about it?
Well, I mean, when it comes to somebody asking you the question of how are you in this kind of age, you kind of have to think like what aspect of my life are you asking about? But
Okay, so
my general, yeah, that
look for work, please fair. Okay, so specific overlook in certain areas, financially, but appropriate response. Yes. Okay, so today is the first time I'm actually doing a night shoot. Yeah, and is my fault. I should apologize because we're supposed to have shot this video a long time ago. Probably on that day, but now me for pop. I did not come for a shoot. A couple of other things happened. So here we are doing our very first night shoots. It's pretty different to what I'm expecting because I'm used to seeing the sun when I'm shooting, off shooting at night. Energy is kind of different. Have you had a night shoots before?
no, I have never. I don't really. Yeah, I've never had a night show. I prefer things done
During the
during day.
well, they keep coming either way. So, you are I was asking you how to introduce you. You're a YouTuber. Is that an appropriate description for it?
I feel like I don't know if I should call the YouTuber. I don't get paid from it. I don't do it.
In what you can't be, so you already post videos, right?
Yeah, but I don't do it with any amount of consistency. I just
Post videos.
whenever I post a video. So I just like to put stuff there.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, because that's something that even your comment sections have, I know they have talked about, is how calm your videos are. Is that something you were trying to do for, or did it just happen?
I don't know if it was something I was going for per se. I mean, the vibe is what the vibe is. I don't know.
Wait, what do you post exactly to people that have not seen either your channel or anything? What do you post exactly?
I'd say mostly vlog content because it's kind of just stuff that is happening around me. Occasionally, I will make a video where it is like me informing or saying something about a specific issue, but most of the time it's just what's happening.
Yeah. My last video was pretty nice. I mean, I'm not just saying because I featured a lot of the videos.
Stop out.
Somehow, like I was going through the video, I was like, wow, I'm actually in this video quite a lot. And I've said, royalties and all of that, but yeah, key, let's not take that. It's like,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah. Not
and also there's this, so I'm here as sensation, as Chi for you being in my video. Thank you.
So why did you decide radio? That's a very strange and out of the question yet.
Where did that reflect?
Radio, because it's not something a lot of people will do. I mean, I do it, so it's like, yeah, but why did you do it?
It just seemed like something that would be interesting to tackle. My friend worked here and at the radio station that we work at, and she just brought it up, and I thought, why not?
For your child.
Yeah,
Just like that.
yeah. There was lights, AC, and Wi-Fi. In
It was the best.
I had to try it at least and like see what happens. Yeah,
I think you stuck with it for the Super Bowl.
yeah. It's very long. Not very long, but like it's
It's really not like years now. I think okay, but the years do it. Oh yeah, pal. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a couple of things about Nigeria. I mean, we're not trying to share like political opinions because I feel like a lot of people do that. And I mean, if I don't talk about Nigeria, because basically I was talking about radio, and I can do a show on radio in the mornings where we talk about politics and what's going on in Nigeria. Wait, you've not even talked about, first of all, I know when in video we're coming out, so we'll put like a new month, so happy new month. Isn't that fun to areas at this point? Because
our fans.
advanced. I mean, it's not advanced because by the time the video will be dropping, it will already be a new month. Said happy new month in areas and also Eden bar because technically when we're shooting it, it's still Salah period. Yeah. So that's one of the things that is going on. And if you don't know, your president's birthday was on Saturday. Yeah, so pick President Akola. I mean, how is she cheating about
I actually don't even see that anyway on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was on the internet on Saturdays, but
Okay, so it was not.
I definitely like it is the desired reaction or this desired response from people to
Sure.
not even celebrate the guy. Like why shouldn't you?
Surprisingly, a lot of people celebrated it. And I mean, it was still during fasting. It was still during I think it was final day of fast. Yeah, that was Saturday. Saturday was final day of fast. Yeah, so yeah, fasting was still going on. But then there was a lot of talk on it. I saw I mean, because me, I still read newspapers or like headlines. That's how I knew that, that was it. Because
Anyone
it was trend or like sweetheart, hello, well, I thought it would be something that would trend. Yeah, we're talking about like birthdays. Oh, I mean, you've already seen pilots, so probably it's not like new for a lot of people. He's 73, in case you didn't know.
sure.
So, a lot of the.
And then my grandmother,
We wish your grandma is actually pretty young, thinking about it.
because you know me, he's younger than my grandmother.
How old is your girl?
74.
And that's the same age you're about, no?
They're not the same age. That word is not the same age. I hate what you say. No.
What was I saying? I was supposed to be talking about Nigeria, basically. Like you. Okay, so I was thinking about, I was watching this video. Yeah, it started from this video I was watching online, and this guy was talking about, like boarding house, like, going, resuming school in like 2015 and resuming school now. Yeah, like, evil, like, okay, you went to boarding house, yeah? And I was thinking about it, like, in 20, when I was in boarding school, but that's not 2015. So when I was in boarding school, by the way, there was this, when you're resuming school, for like from holidays or like visiting days, you know you're going with a lot, so getting your cornflakes, your cabin, golden one, and everything now. But then now, imagine the price of these things. These kids don't even get to like enjoy the whole experience because that's part of the experience we're thinking about. So the whole, okay, apart from like dining hall and all of that, they still have that part of it. Like even just as a kid, the whole thing is affecting you from like down there. You might not even think of it as like a huge thing because it's like, oh, it's part of everyday life. But these are things that people that have changed tiny little bit of ways that have kind of affected us. We've been talking about like transport and all of that, but this is something that is like even just the smallest thing has been affected by the economy. And I was like, what do you think about it? Are you going through it the same way we are going through it? Because if you're not there, I'll just move in with you basically.
Unfortunately, I don't have any tips or tricks to give you or to tell you because I am also in a very, very dire situation as well. I think it just surprises me every time. Like I have to spend money and I discover that damn the price of something has gone
No,
up.
I didn't see market recently.
Like by
Oh yeah,
because I'm scared.
I did. I was in the market like about 2 weeks ago, and I took about 20K to the market. And stuff that I bought shocked me because it wasn't even him. And it's the way the money is even your account is heavy, like your fee you wait to keep a lot. But what you're buying with money is not really worth it. And it's something that everybody's going through, even though in a way, so I was the Rai video, the Rai or Ray video, I don't even know. And one yeah, that was pretty sad. I feel like what was your first reaction when you saw the video?
Constant. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I thought.
I mean, when I first saw the video, probably because of like the whole scare of like of what's going to happen and everything, the first reaction I had was, why would she do something like this? But then I watched the video again, and at some point I was like, she's not actually wrong for anything that she said, because if you're thinking about it, there's a lot that like she was right about. I mean, I don't live in Lagos, so I don't know about the smelly part of Lagos, but
Oh, I've talked to some people who live in Lagos that I know. It's not a lie.
well, they
They not to throw people come at me for shading Lagos, but like they said it's not a lie. I've never been to Lagos, so I don't know. But
how
I mean, I would take it from somebody that lives there. They tell me the place is smelling. Place is smelling.
So yeah, for the parts that was like one of the parts that I felt very far of the video. That I'm like, okay, so probably what she says. But then you look at the rest of things that she said, and you're like, she's actually pretty correct about a lot of things. Because before, I mean, After it was after she made the video. Although there was the arguments that I saw a lot of people having about if it was her video that caused them to start paying the 77K that they should have started paying.
I can see how that video would have been like a catalyst for them to actually start doing one of the things that they said they would do, just to kind of like not save face, but to kind of like try and distract people from the bigger issue. And yeah, but obviously it didn't work because what even is 70 today?
Okay, but in a way, you're talking about it actually worked because the whole hunger for the old aggression. I sounded you by there for
I think even if it were to work on any set of people, it would only be overcoppers. There are people who've resonated with what she said that are not in NYSC.
Yeah.
And that rage is still very true for them because they didn't get any extra 44K to make them feel better about the situation.
Yeah, but it's the 44K worth it. So like take it's all here for me to that too. Because if you're thinking about it, like the whole economic situation and with the so I was thinking about the inflation because growing up and even like recently when my parents are like talking about how cheap they used to get stuff growing up and like they're talking about oh I used to get this for like 20 couple or 5 naira I did this one and then they'll tell you oh my salary this year was 20 naira. You're like how did you survive? How did your parents need to be 20 now? So if you're thinking about it, when the inflation, when it was happening during their period, the amount of money that they were earning was also rising as well. That's why you're not seeing them still earning like that's why even with the whole inflation, it did not inflate to the point that okay, we're now paying from 20 naira paying 100. I went into thousands. Yeah. But here you're having things multiplying price by 10. Like literally in past 2 years, things have multiplied 10, 20, 15. I remember a time that period I was talking of like, oh, if period that rises price, it raises, goes, increases price, we're not going to be buying. But here we are. On period that's like, what, 30 naira or how much? We're here still buying because we'll complain and there's almost nothing we could do about it. So the inflation is pretty crazy. Is there, also, okay, but that's like a cookie scout video. I think any steps that can be taken because I feel like accountability is probably the huge thing that people are talking about. But is there really a way for there to be accountability if you think about it? Is it possible?
I don't know if it's possible. I can't really say accountability on like the part of our leaders, like to tell us, what do you mean by accountability to?
Okay, so there was a budget that was drawn up. Yeah, and there's all that money that they're talking about. And then I saw this morning that there's about $600 million that's approved. That's supposed to be approved for loans again. But then in Nigeria, when stuff like this happens, you just hear, oh, okay, there's so and so money allocated for this. But then we are not like we don't know what
Okay, so you want to know like what happened to the money?
yeah, the from now is what is going on with it because it's not like there have been a lot of Nigeria owes a lot. So there have been a lot of like borrowings and then what the money is supposed to be used for. I saw something in the news one day and they were like, there's a project that has been paid for 5 times complete like you have to pay for that project 5 times completely and it has not been done. Yeah. Like, do you know what it means to pay for 5 times and for you to not have any standing? I can't remember exactly what the project was, but in situations like that, now, there should be an accountability system because it's not just this money is not just supposed to go into one person's pocket. I'm getting very political thinking about it, innit?
Oh, I think yeah, accountability from the Mayfield, but I feel like regardless, they would still say, "Oh, we used so amount of this," when in reality that wasn't the amount.
Yeah, but that's accountability. That's just them saying their own part of it. That's not just them. That's the same thing that has to be happening now that they just say, "Oh, we use this amount," and we're not see anything for it because
Need like an external to come and
the thing is really external.
I mean, you cannot trust today, obviously. They've proven that much. So not me telling you people not to trust their politicians.
No, you feel pretty
Trust the devil if you want, but
yeah, but does it have to be external? Because you're talking external, is EFCC not external? Or you're talking like external?
they may be external.
They kind of are supposed to be because they are.
Supposed to get.
Yeah, okay, but if you're in the whole scheme of things, there an external body that's supposed to checkmate all these things. So what's not happening?
Ask them over at EFCC.
Happening. because it's that actually a question that should be asked. And so there's this talk of young people are very apathetic when it comes to Nigeria and politics and what is going on. What do you think is the reason for it? Because me, I have my own vision. That's why croaky.
And
But it feels that way.
I think when you grow up seeing something not working, you're less likely to like go and try out that thing. So I feel like our generation grew up in a time where, I think this is pretty, I don't know much about Nigeria history, so I'm going to speak for the time when I was alive. And I think, rigging is something we've been hearing about since we were old enough to understand words. We see it happen on the news. So we see these politicians be corrupt. You see people who aren't supposed to be in office that are in office, and you just don't trust the process after that. So why bother participating in it if that vote that you struggle to go and cast is not even going to be counted and it's not even going to mean shit?
Okay, so trying to move away from the, talking about the politics of it. So, sweet in Nigeria now, you tend to see Nigerians on social media being very, what's the word, boisterous, and being very, out there and loud. And you see them, and they don't really look like their problems. We just look like we're having loads of fun all the time. Yeah, but if you're looking at what we're going through, it is a lot. It's like it is if that thing where you say if they explain Nigeria to you and you understand, then did you not explain? Like at first when I heard it, I did not understand it. But when somebody explains all this in Nigeria about for me, and I'm like, no, I don't really understand what they talk, and I'm like, yeah. So it wouldn't be talking like if we did not talk about, the educational system or life as a student or something related to tax. So do you think the certificate is worth it? Because yeah, you're final year, you're already trying to also get a project matters. So this is a deciding moment for you. So do you think the certificate is worth all the stress? Not the wow.
No comments. Do I think it is worth the stress and the wahala? To an extent, yeah, I do think that it is, because this country is very much, I think there are some fields that are not open to you, or some doors that will not be open to you, not only in this country, but like in the world without a degree. So I think, yeah, having one that has, a little bit of clouds to its name helps.
Sure. But I think I was talking about this in the other episode I was on. And I was like, it's not, in a way, it's not just about the education, it's not about just about the knowledge you get. It's more about the system. Like, because most of the people that I always be interacting with outside of school, like when you graduate, already have a degree. I have gone through the system of, in a way, the interacting with people of this. I don't want to use caliber because it makes it feel like it's a different type of.
Some elitist type thing, because to some extent university education is pretty elitist. I mean, maybe not in this country because it used to be affordable, but now it's kind of getting out of there. But yeah, it makes it seem like it's an elitist thing.
No, should education be considered elitist, or this is something that should be available by everybody?
I think it's something that should be available for everybody, but it's made in a way that it's like only up to this point can we take you so far. University education now, there's no way anybody can sponsor that for you or something like that.
Unless you're like a brainiac, kind of like the high GP.
Yeah, but you don't have like government secondary school that sometimes free for people. You don't have that with the universities.
Okay, true, Jack. Because do you not have overweight? We actually don't have that in universities. Although I do know of some schools that if you have like a very high result or something, then you get a scholarship. But then if your GP drops to a certain level, thing at all.
Yeah, that's not targeting the people that are need to be helped the most. It's just like, oh, you're good at school.
There's always like all the athletes they use it.
It's as you were born with these genes. Take your money.
Pre-college education, just keep doing sports for us and all of that. So yeah, it's like a trade by barter, not for people that actually need it for free.
I mean, I guess I can say like things like sports. There's a level of trading that these people, do it themselves. So it's not just genes and things like that. But same thing with academics, reading too. But then again, you're not really targeting the people that need it.
So who needs it,
People who are, you know, that's privilege.
That's privilege. And like me, apparently, very that's privilege. So if you want to sponsor my own education, feel free. I'm taking sponsorships.
But she's sponsored by education. I think I'll take to do anything.
For you, you already do it now. So unless you want to know, unless somebody wants to now like reimburse you, will you call it that one?
Free to sponsor my masters.
Free. You won't say you
Where
start
else?
somewhere else, not in. Is it not in the FUT, like not in Nigeria or?
Well, somewhere else. Somewhere
I'll
else.
say. Okay, so thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Is it today's episode? I'm supposed to say. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Cock Your Mind, episode 7. It was really great having you here. I mean, we kind of had a lot of conversations about a lot of things. Yeah, pretty interesting, by the way. So if you are not subscribed, because you all don't be subscribing, make sure to subscribe to the video, like, drop a comment, or, just react to the video. Let's know that you are not just watching, but, you also enjoyed the content as well. So also follow us on social media. I mean, our handle, same name with the social media. So yeah, you'll find it pretty easy. Thank you for watching. It's Poets and Tori. She is Cassie, and it is bye bye. At jeton, come on, Yahoo!